Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, rescuers say 22-month-old Kenneth Howard survived 67 hours in the woods by the grace of God. Howard is still in a Huntington, West Virginia hospital, but is expected to make a full recovery. Those that found the little boy talked about the rescue this afternoon during a news conference. WYMT's Will Puckett was there and joins us live with the latest. Will?
Steve, the word to describe the nearly hour-long news conference was emotional, as first responders from the Big Sandy area and even beyond that came together to talk about finding the 22-month-old. Basically what it boils down to is a simple act of God. Like you said, nearly 67 hours Kenneth Howard spent out there in the elements in an elevation of nearly 1,400 feet. The temperatures dropped down to nearly below 40 degrees. Crews expanded their search yesterday and looked in places over and over when they heard a faint cry. They asked everyone to be quiet. They yelled Kenneth's name, and that's when they heard the sweet chords of the 22-month-old boy they were searching tirelessly for.
Firefighter Michael Tussey heard a cry, and he asked everybody to be quiet because he had heard the voice of a child. So we got quiet and started calling his name, and as we called his name over and over, he sporadically would speak up, and he would give us a shout, and we were able to pinpoint his location and then move into where he was at.
A miraculous find. What Kenneth wanted when first responders found him was a simple drink of water. After that, Steve, he started asking for his mother and father. Emotion still running high here more than 24 hours after they found little Kenneth. But I think this is news that Eastern Kentucky needed, especially after the past more than year that we've had of bad news. This is the good news we were looking for. And as we found out yesterday and today, everybody is riding high after this one. In Prestonsburg, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, well, thank you very much. We'll have much more coming up at 5:30 and 6. Police in London are asking for your help in finding a missing 2-year-old girl and her mother. Take a look. This is 2-year-old Layla Williams and Ashley Williams. Police say Layla was last seen last night around 6 p.m. at a daycare in London. Layla is 3 feet tall, weighs 37 pounds, has blue eyes and brown hair. She was last seen with Ashley. Ashley is driving a 2013 white Buick Enclave with the license plate number 961YYV. If you have any information, you should call 911.
We saw those temperatures get a little bit warmer today, and we'll see that continue as we head into your Friday and especially as we head into your weekend. You'll notice the cameras, though. You're seeing those beautiful blue skies, plenty of sunshine and drier conditions over into Powell County. Looking over into Prestonsburg, though, you are seeing much the same story. Just a few clouds out there, some sunshine, and just those beautiful blue skies. Now, we saw a few clouds a little bit earlier this morning, but saw those get out of here pretty quickly, which made for a beautiful and very dry Thursday. You'll notice those temperatures into about those mid to upper 70s across the area, a little bit warmer down into the Cumberland Valley. You're seeing 77 in Williamsburg and Middlesboro, but you're seeing a 75 looking up to Prestonsburg, a 72 over into Jackson. So we'll remain really around those mid 70s as we head into the next few hours. We'll drop near 70 by the time the sun goes down, those upper 60s by the time we start to get into the overnight hours. But really it's that heat and humidity that's going to increase as we head into the next few days. We also have a few rain chances back in the forecast. And that weekend forecast, well, it's not looking too bad. We'll talk about that and more coming up in just a few short minutes. Steve.
All right, Paige, thank you. An uptick in auto thefts has the Perry County Sheriff's Office searching for several suspects, but it does not stop there. Local businesses like Rental Pro are also on alert after losing thousands of dollars in heavy machinery. WYMT's Taylor Upchurch joins us from the newsroom with more. Taylor?
Steve, Sheriff Joe Ingles says auto theft is uncommon in Eastern Kentucky simply because it's activity typically found in larger cities. He says since January, 5 cars have been reported stolen, 3 of those in the last month. One was found burnt, another stolen, and then left in the ARH parking lot. This Jeep Cherokee you see here is still yet to be found. Car owners are warned to keep a watchful eye on their vehicles, and business owners too. Just this morning, a portion of Rental Pro's fencing was found destroyed, lying on the ground. Workers assumed customers backed up too far until surveillance video showed what appears to be a white Toyota pickup truck and trailer backing up, ready to steal a $25,000 excavator.
Basically, they loaded it up and adios, they were gone.
It's a nice vehicle, you know, to be stealing, so whoever it is has means to get by with.
Sheriff Ingalls says in the last 5 years, methamphetamine started to make more of an appearance in our area. Now, it may just be coincidental, but deputies have suspicions that drugs may play a large part in recent thefts. If you recognize the truck in the video or have information regarding the missing excavator or Jeep Cherokee, deputies ask you to call the Perry County Sheriff's Office at 606-439-4523. Steve?
All right, Taylor, thank you. Police in Los Angeles are searching for a woman they say tried twice to kidnap 4-year-old children. This is security video of the attempted kidnapping. A woman walked up to a 4-year-old boy, picked him up, and carried him out of a McDonald's restaurant Tuesday. Luckily, she did not get far. A witness stopped the attempted kidnapping. Police say the woman left the boy behind and ran away. Now, yesterday, police say a similar attempted kidnapping almost happened with a different 4-year-old at another location. Police believe it is the same woman.
The suspect went ahead and grabbed the little child's hand and tried to attempt to take it with him. The suspect did even say, "Come with me" in Spanish. It was "Vente conmigo." Obviously the family or relative that was with the child stopped them.
Police say in both cases the boys were with family members or a caretaker, so police believe the suspect is rather bold. The woman is described as 25 years old, 5'4", and 115 pounds. She also has a distinctive scar or birthmark on her forehead and some tattoos. Missouri became the latest state to push forward legislation that chips away at Roe v. Wade, the federal legislation that protects a woman's right to have an abortion. In the middle of the night, the Missouri Republican-led Senate passed a heartbeat bill that bans abortion at 8 weeks. The bill does not make exceptions for pregnancies caused by rape or incest. Supporters say the bill will save the lives of the women and children.
We're seeing the results of countless women entering into politics and saying, we want to protect women, we want to protect babies, we want to make abortion not just illegal, but unthinkable.
The pro-life legislation comes just hours after Alabama's Governor Kay Ivey signed controversial legislation that nearly bans all forms of abortion in that state. The ACLU is preparing a legal challenge to the Alabama law. President Donald Trump has long pushed for a border wall to deal with illegal immigration. This afternoon, the president unveiled his vision to change legal immigration in the United States. The president wants to switch to a merit-based system that assigns points based on an immigrant's specific skills, education, income level, and if they speak English. The current system awards green cards mainly based on family connections and a lottery.
People are trying to come into our country illegally because our country is doing well. They can't come in illegally. They have to come in through the legal system. They have to come in through merit.
Many lawmakers acknowledge the plan faces an uphill battle in Congress, keeping immigration a hot topic on the 2020 campaign trail. Attorney General William Barr says he will not stop Robert Mueller from testifying before the House Judiciary Committee. Barr told the Wall Street Journal that is Mueller's call whether he wants to testify. Last week, President Trump said he would let Barr decide whether Mueller could testify. Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler said last week he is still negotiating a date for Mueller to speak before Congress, but it will not happen this week. Administration officials met with key congressional leaders today to discuss a newly elevated threat they see from Iran. Lawmakers on both sides are calling on the White House to produce some of their intelligence on the matter. CBS's Nicole Killian has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Mr. President, are we going to war with Iran? President Trump dismissed claims the U.S. is headed to war with Iran amid escalating tensions in the Middle East.
The American people have been kept in the dark. It is disgraceful.
U.S. officials claim they have evidence of credible threats to U.S. interest by Iran, including pictures of ballistic missiles loaded on Iranian boats to possibly strike targets on land.
If they take action, they're not going to like what he does in response. They're not going to be happy.
Overnight in Tokyo, Iran's foreign minister criticized the U.S. for unnecessary provocation.
Iran will not be the party beginning escalation, but we will certainly defend ourselves and respond.
Senior congressional leaders remain skeptical about the threat from Iran and met with top intelligence officials Thursday to demand details.
Clearly, the threat level must be pretty high, and I think it's important that Congress be read in.
Democrats express concerns about where the confrontation is headed.
If he thinks he's going to engage us in another Middle Eastern war, there are a lot of people who resist it. I hope some of his own party will tell him that.
Wednesday, the State Department ordered non-emergency personnel to leave neighboring Iraq. A carrier strike group headed by the USS Lincoln has now arrived in the waters south of the entrance to the Persian Gulf in response to the crisis. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
On Twitter, the president insists there is no infighting in the White House over his Middle East policy and thinks Iran will want to talk soon. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Thursday afternoon. Another good day. The Dow closes up more than 214 points. Former President Jimmy Carter is out of the hospital after hip replacement surgery. The 94-year-old had the operation Monday. Earlier the same day, he fell at his Georgia home on his way to go turkey hunting. Doctors say the surgery was a success. Carter will continue to recover at his home. Former First Lady Rosalind Carter left the hospital with her husband. She was also admitted the previous night after feeling faint. Straight ahead on First at 4, 10 sets of twins are set to graduate from a Kentucky high school. Yes, I said 10 sets of twins. That story just ahead.
And a few scattered rain chances are possible over the next few days. We'll take a look at that full forecast in just a few short minutes.